Hi BSP11. I can't believe that this is our last official group meeting, and we are kind of entering a new era now where there won't be any more regular official posse meetings, and you all are navigating the last 2 years of your college experience. So Tenzin, who's facilitating our last meeting, asked me to make a video for all of you of any advice that I would like to share for this kind of new phase that we're entering into. And when she first asked me, my initial thought was, I definitely have nothing to say. I don't even have my own shit together. How can I possibly give anyone else advice? But then I gave it a little more thought and I realized, I think I do have something to say. So, got my little notes here, and this will be my advice for all of you entering the next 2 years, and maybe even beyond that. So the first piece of advice I have is to reach out. It's important to realize, especially when you're struggling, that you're not alone. And, your posse is here for you. I'm still here for you whenever you need any support. And, you might not know what to ask for in your time of need, but you should never underestimate the power of just talking to someone, hearing yourself think, and being in the company of someone who really supports you and cares about you. In addition to asking for help when you need it, I think it's really important for you all to stay connected to one another. These connections are so special, and it would just be a shame if they were to fade away. So do your best, to stay in touch with one another. And I would love if you're in touch with me too. And I will also try to reach out myself so that we can stay connected. The next piece of advice is real cheesy, so you've been warned, but it is to simply be yourself. And I think this is important because sometimes in life we feel really tempted to sacrifice a part of ourselves to make somebody else happy, and I really just don't think it's worth it. So the next advice that I have is don't be afraid of messing up. We're all human and we are bound to fail at one point or another, but there's a cliche that I'm sure you're familiar with, but you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So as cliche as it is, it's true that you can't get anywhere without trying and taking some risks, and definitely failure will come along with that. There's often something important or meaningful that we can learn from our failures. So try not to miss out on those opportunities. Next, I would advise you all to practice gratitude. It might seem surprising, but it's actually scientifically proven that gratitude is extremely uplifting in terms of being a mood booster and a morale booster and being motivating. It's not always easy, especially when we're really struggling, but if you look hard enough, there's always something to be grateful for. The next advice I have is to embrace change. It's especially important right now, given the current circumstances, but I think this is also important no matter what's going on in the world around us. We are not in control of everything, and sometimes things will change, and it can be really, really hard to accept, but those changes can be so transformative and they can present a lot of incredible opportunities. So, when things are changing around you, look for the good in it and look for the opportunity in it. The next advice I want to give you, I'm not only giving to you, I'm also really giving it to myself. And that is, don't compare yourself. We all have a different path that we take to achieve our goals in life. And these differences are really, they're really valuable. Your perspective is totally unique because you're taking a different path from somebody else, and your perspective matters, and it's part of who you are, and it's a good thing. So if you see someone getting somewhere faster or you think they're doing better, um, try to get out of that trap of feeling like you're less than, because your journey is equally valid. Journey, I know it's cheesy, but your path, your trajectory, the way you are doing it is, there's nothing wrong with that. Just, there are so many different ways to achieve your goals, and don't get too sucked into feeling like it has to look one specific way. The next advice I'll give you is, I don't really think you should follow all of the advice you get. It's important to consider all of the advice you get, really think it through, and give it a chance. But ultimately, if it's not right for you, definitely don't take it. Use your critical thinking skills. You know what matters to you, you know what's important, and if someone's giving you advice that won't get you where you want to go, then definitely don't take it. You're gonna get all sorts of good, bad, neutral advice, and it's important to, work to distinguish all of those from each other and know when to accept advice and when to reject it. So the last piece of advice I'll give you is pretty simple. It's just keep it up. You all have accomplished so much during the past 2 years, and you definitely don't give yourself enough credit for all that you've accomplished. So I hope that you can just keep doing your best, and I know you'll all go far. The last thing I want to say is not advice, but I just want to thank you for being present, for being an important part of my life, and for teaching me so much. I've learned a lot from all of you, and I just feel like it was such a privilege to be able to be here for you, to offer support, and I really hope you'll stay in touch, and I'll do my best to be staying in touch with all of you as well. Okay, take care.